Where are we?
Hello, Colorado. We are your guide to moving, living, and thriving in Colorado. We are your gateway to the Rockies. I'm Susan, your relocation specialist.
And I'm Jason, your local realtor, here to provide you with insights about moving to Colorado and make your move even smoother.
And today we're going to talk about discovering Montaine. It's at the hidden gem in Castle Rock.
Yeah.
We just went there and it was a hidden gem to me.
Well, you just went there, but I have helped
Right, but we went there together.
a number of clients purchase properties in there. And there's kind of two areas to it, but it's an amazing development on the east side of I-25, just south of Plum Creek Parkway.
Right. And we're going to talk about the lifestyles, so if you're searching for that Colorado lifestyle with the, Colorado living trails,
Open space trails, yeah.
This might be for you. Like Montaine is pretty unique.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's a number of builders in there, Toll Brothers, Lennar, Brightway Homes, and they're all doing a very good job. But I would say Toll Brothers that's the builder that I've helped some clients purchase with, and we can kind of come back to that in a second. But they've done a really good job with Montaine in that they have kind of two segments to it. So they have a traditional, family-oriented segment, and then there's another 55-plus community called Regency Montaine, which is obviously you can't have anybody living in the household that's over 18 years old, and so it's 55 plus. But it's cool because their concept was that they could have families move in, and then the grandparents could move nearby and be near their grandkids.
And that is definitely a thing, because I have found that a couple of my rentals with Cozy Colorado Furnished Rentals are occupied with grandparents who want to live closer to their kids and their grandkids. So for them, it's easy for them to stay temporary in one of my houses for 30, 60, 90 days until they find a house. So these communities are totally up and coming, and that's what people are looking for now. And it's resort style living at its best.
Yeah, so. And it's in a great location by Philip S. Morris Park. It's really quick to get into Wilcox in Castle Rock to hit all the bars and the restaurants and all the stuff
right
down
now
there.
It's not really built out in the area, but we did go to Oodalala.
Yeah, that coffee shop.
And have lunch, fun. And it was fun. And it was,
Right.
Yeah,
as I
really
recall, we had what did you have there? A panini or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, and then chips and a pickle, and I was like, "Can I have?" And then it was gone. I mean, I didn't get any of it at all.
I was hungry, and I could have. I asked you if you wanted anything.
Oh my God! Including the pickle. I'm like, that's like, can I have one bite of the? No. So yeah, but Oodalala, that was fun. There's a little swing in there, right? It's kind of a cool, funky little joint.
Yeah, and but it's very close to Montaine.
Well, one thing I think to note is it's right there on Crystal Valley Parkway, and there's a roundabout there, and there's an overpass going in over I-25. It's taken quite a long time.
That's where they're going to build the Costco.
On the west side,
mm-hmm.
Over there, and which is cool because, like you said, in Castle Rock, I mean, you'd have to drive up 25 a ways to get to Castle Rock and the outlet stores and all the other stuff on the northern side of Castle Rock. But now the southern side of Castle Rock's getting built out south of Plum Creek Parkway, and that overpass is a big component of that. And then there's a bunch more homes that are going to go in on the west side of I-25. And then there's those custom lots that we looked at for our custom builder that we work with called Remuda Ranch, which is south of there. But Montaine is poised to be in an exemplary location for people looking for that Colorado lifestyle.
People may not want to leave because it is resort style living. They have an outdoor pool with mountain views. They've got miles of walking trails, biking trails. So it's an active community.
Yeah, and there's actually a coffee shop in there too. So I mean, it's a really cool place. Yeah. What about the community events?
And let's not forget about the community events. You may not need to leave the area.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff going on over there. It's growing. There's parks. There's rec centers. There's like we said, all the new amenities going in. So it's going to be, kind of self-sustained little city.
I like
down
that
there.
concept though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jason, let's talk real estate because you've been there over and over again. So
yeah, Montaine. Yeah, I've helped a number of clients buy in there over the past few years. Some clients that I have purchased and they got really lucky. They bought a Toll Brothers house and it sits up and backs to open space that's never going to get built on. Those lots are pretty much gone now. And that was kind of the first part of that phase one for Toll Brothers. And then I just recently helped some other clients buy another ranch style home at Toll Brothers home. And they offered some pretty deep discounts. It was earlier in the year. I don't know if they're as motivated at this point because things have picked up a little bit. However, we ended up getting I think it was listed for $725. We got it for them for $685.
Yeah. So again,
Right.
I will say this over and over again. Never go to, like, even though you think you want to just head over to look at houses, never go without your realtor because he could get you some really great deals.
Yeah, not only that, but you want somebody to be your advocate. For example, when we were negotiating that, I hit him with the offer because I had talked about it with my buyer in the basement of the house. And he said, "What do you think?" And I said, "Well, it wouldn't hurt to go in here." And he said, "I was thinking of the exact same thing." So we go in, right, and we sit down at the table with the sales rep there, and there's people in the lobby. I mean, it was busy. It was a Saturday. And because we were sitting in the house when we were touring the house, I said, "We need to write an offer on this now. Like the activity's increasing." So we go in there and I say $685 and paint the house because they wanted some paint done. And she said, "I don't know. That's really low. And I'll go back to my manager or whatever, and then I'll come back." And so she comes back. She's on the phone for a little bit, and she comes back and she said, "You're not going to believe it, but they took it." So
Negotiation
just goes to
is his
never
forte.
hurts to ask.
I
And we just kind of sat there, and waited without saying anything else. And lo and behold, came down from the higher ups that they were willing to sell that inventory home for that. So like she said, take a realtor, take us, and I'd be happy to help you. Plus the other thing is when you buy a new build, you're going to go through, 3 other meetings. You're going to have your punch walk, you're going to have your final walkthrough, you're going to have your final walkthrough, you're going to have your closing, and you want advocacy during those because the punch walk, for example, is when you're blue taping everything to make sure that the builder is going to make sure that they deliver a house. You're buying a $750,000 house, you probably want it to be pretty tight when you move in. So
Yeah,
it's important to have that.
you do a great job.
Thanks. Yeah,
Mhm.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. So the school district in the
Douglas
area,
County.
Douglas County, there. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of charter schools, private schools nearby.
Yep.
I mean, Douglas County.
Douglas County, yeah. There's elementary schools going in there too. So it's a tough service to the community, obviously, all those new homes. So yeah, I mean, in Douglas County, schools are rated well, and like she said, there's a lot of options with charter schools and then the public schools, which are rated well.
Yeah. So why move to Montaine? Well, unbeatable location. It's absolutely close to downtown Castle
And the
Rock.
views are really, really nice too.
Yep. It's still private, peaceful, resort style living. That's my cup of tea. So everything you need to stay active and have a social lifestyle. And
yeah, it's a cool area. I like it a
beautiful
lot.
homes with spectacular views. This is luxury meets the best of Colorado's natural beauty. So, I mean, they have homes from 600,000 to $1 million.
You're right. Yeah.
So-
Well, like we mentioned, there's a number of builders in there in different areas. So you can evaluate different floor plans, different price points, etc. It's cool.
So if you want a place where you could enjoy a Colorado lifestyle,
That's growing.
Montaine would
Right.
be your choice, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I really like it a lot as an option for people.
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
you're moving, living, and want to thrive in Colorado, give us a call. We'd love to help you.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Where are we?